In July 2009, Gender Concerns International and the Afghan Women's Network organized a regional stakeholders meeting in Kabul. The current focus of Gender Concerns International is on the situation of women in Afghanistan and Pakistan. Given international and national developments, Gender Concerns International considered the time to be very opportune to gather together the main stakeholders to discuss the feasibility of a regional approach to dealing with the situation of women in Afghanistan. In this context, the relevance of United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325 was addressed in discussions and workshops about the impact of the war and Afghan women's contributions to conflict resolution and sustainable peace. As the conflict in Afghanistan continues to affect neighboring countries, women from Iran, India, Pakistan, and Uzbekistan were invited to attend the meeting. Delegations from these countries agreed that because of the growing challenges for peace, security, and development, there's a strong need for a regional approach to facilitate regional interactions. This film is a documentary of this two-day event, starting with the presentation of the Kabul Declaration at the press conference on the second day.
The objective of the meeting that started yesterday, or the regional stakeholders meeting that started yesterday with 5 country delegates, including Afghanistan and its neighbors, was to initiate and strengthen women interactions and women mobilization around the implementation of United Nations Security Resolution 1325. Security Resolution 1325 calls on the member states and the United Nations to strengthen and promote women's participation, women's involvement within the management, prevention of conflict, management of conflict, and conflict resolution. Understanding that Afghanistan is still in a conflict, although it has been declared as a post-conflict country, the conflict that is going on in Afghanistan and the region really requires a regional approach. And that has been the main theme of the discussions, and the group together came up with declarations that will be read later.
It has been a delight for me and the team for Gender Concerns International to work with the dedicated team from the Afghan Women's Network to plan and organize this event, which took place in Kabul yesterday and also continues till today. Yesterday's meeting was, for me and others, a dream come true and was the culmination of 2 years of many discussions and hard work. Last but not least, given the current international and regional political context, we believe that a regional approach is more strategic, forceful, and will have more impact on the situation of women in these countries. Although Resolution 1325 had been signed by many countries, including Afghanistan, we believe that not much concrete action has been taken to implement this resolution on the ground. Given the current international and regional political context, we believe that a regional approach is more strategic, forceful, and will have more impact on the situation of women in these countries.
And I believe that Afghanistan's democracy is just like a baby democracy, and the international communities, they help and they assist Afghanistan to deliver this baby democracy. This is a question which we face so many times by the people, by the international friends, that why we have to be in Afghanistan, why we have to send our troops and children, why we have to send our taxpayers' money to Afghanistan. We believe that this is a regional and worldwide problem. That's why you have to be here, and this baby democracy needs to grow up. So we need your hands.
The meeting agreed that, in confirmation with the Afghan National Development Strategy, ANDS, 30% of the government and political leadership position should be reserved for women who are effective and committed to the women cause.
It's a long journey since 1325 was drafted, and I was one of the people who was fortunate enough to contribute to its drafting and to strategize for seeing it through to a Security Council resolution. So it is indeed very meaningful that it has finally come to my region in order to be implemented in a meaningful way. I want to also suggest that one of the important things before us as a regional group working through SAARC is to recognize that SAARC is the only region that has no human rights standards for itself and no human rights forum. The Africans have one, Southeast Asia has one, Europe has one, the Inter-Americans have one, but South Asia and SAARC are painfully lacking in an intergovernmental international forum, and we really need to take up these issues at the regional level, and I hope that this particular initiative will also lead to such a human rights forum at the international regional level. Thank you.